sound friends? I'm Decon, founder of Cinema Candy Company, designer of the Stash Stow. Welcome to the shop. This is the Cine Candy Shop. This is the birthplace of the Stash Stow. Now, I'm hoping you guys all saw that beautiful, slick launch video that we put out. Very proud of it, but I know it leaves some to be desired. You're probably still have a lot of questions about that, and I owe you guys some answers. It's been long enough. So without further ado, let's jump into the nitty gritty on the Stash Stow. What is it and what isn't it? Now, one of the coolest things that we didn't really show off in our launch video is definitely how to customize the stash box. So I think we should jump in and look at that right now. So all of the dividers are held in by these 2.5 millimeter screws. I'm gonna go ahead and take my 1.5 millimeter hex head screwdriver and start unscrewing these guys so that we can go ahead and start customizing our layout to our needs. This is definitely something you can do on the fly. The one thing I will say is be very careful. These screws are tiny. I like to keep them inside of the rail and put them off to the side so I don't lose them. But once we got them out, you can actually start pulling out these cross dividers here. That's kind of the first step to customization because these are actually what keep everything together. The middle divider is just kind of off on its own. If you don't have any cross dividers in, this would fall out. So you got to have at least one cross divider. But if we pull that out, we can pop over to maybe using our 4 transmitter pass through and popping that guy in because maybe we want to throw some transmitters in here. We'll take one cross divider, pop it back here. Take our next cross divider and pop it over here. That's looking pretty good. So now you can see our transmitters are able to just kind of nest nicely right in there, just like that. Of course, there's another space here for another 2 transmitters. Then you have these nice little spots back here for any kind of other GAC you want. Let's say that you want to have some smaller spaces back here. Well, there you go. You can add another cross divider right in there. Now you have 4 segments. The cool thing about this shape and how we designed it, this is the 6 transmitter design if you want to do all 6 transmitters. But the cool thing about this size and that shape is you can actually throw a divider right over that. So if you only wanted to use the, just be able to have 2 transmitters in here, you can easily do that. And now you actually kind of have these longer troughs instead of actual, segmented parts. So that's kind of nice. There's so many different configurations and how you can do this, whether you're using the, the 6 transmitter, 4 transmitter, or the standard, tall middle divider. I'm really excited to see how people use this because I think there's just a ton of different combinations. I do think it's worth mentioning that a 1.5 millimeter screwdriver will be included in the kit. It won't be this exact blue one, but it'll be one very similar, and it will be small enough to fit inside one of the smallest segments of the drawer, so you can keep it with you. So if you ever want to change things on the fly, it's nice and easy to do so. So moving on to the Stow tables. You might notice I have the OG, the green machine. This is the original one that I built for my buddy that set off this whole entire project. And I can demonstrate exactly how the Stow tables work and how satisfying and very easy they are to use. Designing these, I wanted to make sure there was no buttons or latches or anything crazy to do. And then of course a over-the-top design specification was I wanted it to rotate around the uprights because I just thought that would be cool. And guess what? It came out pretty freaking cool. I'm very, very happy about that. But anyway, this is the magic behind the Stow tables. This spring-loaded pin that actually registers in to those dimples. And then all the way on the other side is a 1/4-20 hole. This is where your set screw is, and that's actually what clamps down onto the uprights. That's what keeps it in place. And what you are looking at right here is a production version of the tube clamp, and it actually will come with these really nice gold anodized aluminum top and bottom threaded caps, which do serve a purpose for rigidity, but I think they look pretty cool. The other component that we have here on the table is actually we call the drawer lid or the stash lid, and this actually installs right to the frame of the Super Zuka, but it makes sure that when you tilt the cart, you don't have your transmitters or anything else flying out. There's about a 2mm or so gap between the top of the drawer and your lid. And one kind of fun little added feature that this gives you is a nice little cubby between the tabletop of the Super Zuka and itself. Let's just go over quick. What do you get in the actual package? So you get the Stash box, you get the Stash lid, you get both the 4 and 6 transmitter different dividers. You get the 2 Stow tables. They are left and right, so they're, they're respective things. Obviously all the hardware that you need to clamp everything on, and with that, like I said, you'll get a 1.5mm screwdriver, not this one in particular, but one just like it. You'll get all of the Allen wrenches and tools and whatever that you need, which is really mostly just Allen wrenches to install this on your Super Zuka, and any hardware, because there's a few pieces of hardware that actually have to switch out to make this compatible. That'll all be in the box. Everything is in the box. We want to make this completely turnkey for everyone. The other thing I'm really excited about is we did find a supplier that is making us custom die cut 2mm black felt adhesive pieces that will be for both the tables and for literally every single surface. Even if you want to use all of the smallest little segments of the drawer, all 12 of them, if you wanted every single surface lined in felt, we will have that on a little sticker sheet that you can stick those in and make sure that all of those surfaces keep absolutely pristine. And then the other thing that came from the community after we launched, which I thought was pretty cool, we were able to just sneak it in right at the end, right before we greenlit production on these. A few different people had mentioned to me that they were worried about the Stow tables blocking the 1/4-20 holes that are on the uprights from Cannibal Industries on the Super Zuka, because they use it to either mount iPads or other accessories to the 1/4-20s. And I was like, well, the whole idea of this is to make your life easier and to make your rig better. I don't want to be taking functionality away. So to clear up that whole entire thing, you can still run both of these tables and have those 1/4-20s. You just have to run them slightly lower than you'll see in all the marketing. It won't be able to be up this tidy because currently how this is, it is covering those holes. But if you just run it a little bit lower, you're good to go. Now, I wanted to make sure if you did want to run it high, you still had an option for some threaded holes. So what we did was in these, what we call the drawer hanger pieces, there's actually going to be a 1/4-20 and a 3/8, as well as just a kind of open cut out in case you just want to like lash something on there, whether it's tying on XLR cables or whatnot. But this will give you the option for any kind of, if you're using magic arms to mount iPads or whatever it might be. Obviously 1/4-20, 3/8, those are the standards. That's what everything is going to be that you're going to be mounting. So I'm super hyped about that. That'll be on both sides of the drawer hangers. So it's kind of, I don't know, I think it's actually going to be pretty sweet. You're going to have a lot of options. Yeah, so I hope I went over everything. If you guys have any questions, please hit us up in the comments. Send us an email, cinecandyco.com. Send us a DM on Instagram, cine_candy_co. But more than anything, I just want to say thank you guys so much. Everybody that is an early adopter to this product and has pre-ordered, oh my God, thank you so much. Like, it means the absolute world to me, to the team. Like, thank you. Just absolutely thank you. We are going to work on getting these guys out to you as quickly as we possibly can. Right now, the timeline is about like mid-February. Let's hope we don't have any delays. I'm sorry. I want to get these out as fast as we can, but that's the reality of basically our manufacturing timeline. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you on the next video. Here, hit me up. Let's talk. I like you guys. Let's do whatever. All right. Peace.